Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about what I can only describe as microtransactions being introduced to the car industry. So here in our car-dependent infrastructure nation of the United States, obviously most people have a car because that's the way that you get around. We really mostly don't have robust public transportation systems, especially long-range ones. And it creates this kind of situation where, once again, everyone kind of has a car, right? At least most of the people I know have cars. I don't know if you live in like a super huge city or something like New York City, maybe you don't need one, but in most American cities, you do need a car if you want to get from place to place in a pretty convenient manner. And well, unfortunately, it appears that the car industry has taken a page out of the book of the gaming industry, and they're now literally adding microtransactions to cars. I really kind of never thought that we would see the day where something like this happens, where all of a sudden, microtransactions are leaking into other facets of the capitalistic society that we live in. But I guess that's because I'm an idiot or something, I don't know. I kind of figured that it was just something they'd never try because, I mean, when you think about it, microtransactions, they make sense for video games, and I guess they make sense in a lot of other business applications too, but I never really saw your car being one of them. But apparently the makers over at BMW have figured out how to add microtransactions to cars. And it actually seems to be upsetting a lot of people, rightfully so, but believe it or not, people are not actually thrilled with the idea of having to pay ridiculous fees to basically get basic features of cars that have been things for a while now. A lot of cars these days come with heated seats, and that's something that, has become a commodity, right? People love having things like heated seats in their cars, especially if you live in like the Midwest or somewhere where in the winter it gets really cold and snowy. Obviously having heated seats and things like that can be a real lifesaver when it's 7 degrees outside. But the folks over at BMW have decided that, well, if you want heated seats, you're going to be going ahead and coughing a penny or two up for that. Now, a lot of these features have been things that automakers have basically charged people for as like premium packages or extras for your car, but I've always understood that, right? I mean, they're putting in extra work to invent this stuff and put it into your car. I don't mind paying for it, but I'm not going to pay a monthly fee to have these kinds of things, and that's exactly what BMW thinks people want to do. They are literally selling subscriptions and microtransactions for heated seats in not even just the United States, apparently in multiple places. BMW is now selling subscriptions for heated seats in a number of countries, the latest example of the company's adoption of microtransactions for high-end car features. A monthly subscription to heat your BMW's front seats costs roughly $18 with options to subscribe for a year, 3 years, or pay for unlimited access for $415. It's not clear exactly when BMW started offering this feature as a subscription or in which countries, but a number of outlets this week reported spotting its launch in South Korea. BMW has slowly been putting features behind subscriptions since 2020, and heated seat subs are now available in BMW's digital stores in countries including the UK, Germany, New Zealand, and South Africa. It doesn't, however, seem to be an option in the US yet, okay? So basically, they're taking features of an everyday car, like the new things that they're inventing for cars. They're taking like these new features, and they're basically putting them into your car, right? Like they're installing the heated seat machine or whatever, like the little, I guess, motor or whatever that heats up your seat. But instead of just charging you outright, like, oh, hey, that's an extra $200 if you want it in your car, they're straight up just installing it and then making you pay monthly to have access to something that you basically already bought with the car. And keep in mind, BMW cars are not cheap, you know what I mean? These are high-end vehicles, at least for the most part, right? Like, these are some nice cars. So I guess the people who are buying these, are probably richer people who can actually afford these kinds of things, but obviously most people are not going to be able to afford paying $18 a month to have heated seats in their cars. Like, you guys are deciding to do this in this economy? It's another recession on the way they're talking about, and you guys are thinking that this is an acceptable and good time for you to go ahead and go along with something like this? Like, this is one of the dumbest ideas I've seen them come up with yet. It's conveniently like really smart and really dumb at the same time. It's smart because people are going to pay for these things, and people are going to go ahead and cough their wallet up to get this kind of stuff going in their car. But it's stupid because it turns off like 90% of the consumer base from your vehicles. Like, I would never buy a car where I have to pay a monthly subscription to get heated seats in the car. Like, if that's not just an option at the dealership, I'm just not buying your car. It's that simple. Keep in mind, this is a feature that at least in most cars I've seen, and like even in my cars personally, personally, these are all features that are just simply built into the car, and like they're given with you alongside the car. Like you don't even have to pay extra for them, at least like with the cars I have. You just go buy the car at the dealership or in a private sale or whatever, and you have heated seats. You know, it just kind of comes with the car. It's not like this is new technology. They didn't just invent heated seats like 2 years ago. This has been around for a minute. This is like an everyday feature of a car, you know what I mean? And obviously the real problem with this, beyond just the fact that they're taking basic features out of cars now and then locking them behind what are essentially microtransactions, is the fact that, you know, eventually all the other car manufacturers are going to adopt the same idea, right? If you think this is going to stop at BMW cars, man, I have lakefront property to show you guys on the moon, okay? So within like 5 to 10 years, what's going to happen is, like, you know, Toyota and Hyundai and Ford and Chevy and all these other companies, right? They're going to see that BMW basically is locking all this stuff behind microtransactions, and then they're basically going to be like, oh, hey, we could make extra money doing something like this. Why don't we implement the same idea into our cars, right? And the next thing you know, every car on the road is basically just a microtransaction machine where all the basic features of the car are locked behind paywalls. So this isn't the only microtransaction that BMW has actually introduced. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of these. So you got the BMW safety camera information, you got the driving assistant plus, the heated seats, the high beam assistant, the iconic sound sport, the map update package, the online entertainment voucher, and the service inclusive. I can think of a couple of these features that automatically should just be built into your car. Like, first off, the high beam assistant, so it switches your lights over to the high beam when you need it. Why is that not just automatic, bro? Like, you need 10 euros a month for this, guys? The $85,000 car I just bought wasn't enough of a purchase for you to give me fucking high beam assistance and heated seats in my car? Like, come on, man. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like, it kind of pisses me off a little bit. Like, there is no way that I as a consumer am ever paying for microtransactions in my car. And then like the map update package, you have to pay them $80 for them to update the fucking built-in GPS map in your car. So if you just don't pay $80 and you have the car for 6 years, once Google Maps or whatever's built in is outdated because everything around you changes constantly, you're basically just kind of screwed apparently if you didn't buy this, because if you try to use the GPS, it's gonna send you to some random place or something. Like, I feel like some of these features should just be built into the car. And I know, you know, they're probably not sitting here like, oh, let's go to Optimus's YouTube channel to figure out our new content strategy or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, like, this is the worst good idea that I've ever seen. Like, yeah, they're gonna make money on it. You know, like I said, they'll have people buy this. You'll have some rich asshole at the dealership who's got to get every package, and they get to go report that and flaunt it like it's the best idea in the world. But this just turns everyday people like me off of your car, man. So let that be a message to all these other car companies out there. Do not think that this is something y'all can get away with, right? I'll be damned if I see the day that a $28,000 car is asking you to pay $18 a month to have heated seats. Just think about that a little bit, man. $18 a month for some heated seats? Like, first off, that price is ridiculous. I mean, $18 a month, bro, like, that's Netflix, you know what I'm saying? That's Hulu, that's YouTube Premium, like, there's so many, that's PlayStation Network, you know what I mean? You can get so many different things, so many different ways to spend that money that I feel like are better uses of your time overall than just having heated seats in your car. For $18, well, realistically, if you want to pay one time, you can pay $415 for unlimited access to something they're already putting in your car. Or you can spend $415 on literally anything else, like actually anything else. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, the heated seats in your car, they're only worth it, like, what? 2 months out of the year, 3 months out of the year most of the time. And even if you don't have them, like, it's not a life-ending concept, right? Like, to be real with you, bro, I live in the Midwest. I don't even really use the heated seats in my car. I can't even pretend, but I don't know, man. I just wanted to talk about this because it's insane. Like, we're literally seeing the birth of microtransactions across pretty much every industry that we know. Like, if you think this is the end of it and you don't think that other companies and other industries are going to eventually figure out that they can basically charge people more money for the things that they already had before for free, then once again, I got lakefront property you can see up on the moon. It's a 5-bedroom, man. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubTheOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my channel members for your support. Your support of the channel helps tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about car microtransactions and signing out.